The following is a rebroadcast of TV50's Candlepin Stars and Strikes. WNDS Sports and Tri-State Megabucks present Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
Oh, look at this. Look at it! He got it! Ready for a fair!
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is sponsored in part by Milwaukee Kent Toyota Dodge Nissan.
Looks good. Looks good. That's good to go. It's a
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and once again, welcome to Candlepin Stars and Strikes here on the Winds. Thanks very much for making us a part of your Sunday. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy. This is week 2 of our annual Mixed Doubles Series, an event we always look forward to every year, I should say. And last week, we had a 4-0-3 triple as our winning score.
Actually, it was a very close match up until that point. They started that third game with a spare double strike and another spare, and that was all she wrote. They took command after that.
The winners, of course, Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli, and they're back today to try and make it 2 in a row. So let's meet our two teams. First of all, that number 5 seeded team with the outstanding triple last week. From Nashua, New Hampshire, Bruce Young, his partner from Amesbury, Massachusetts, Toni Marie Baldinelli.
Okay, Bruce comes in averaging 117. Roll-off score was 669, and Toni Marie is at 118, and roll-off score at 614.
And with that big 4-0-3 a week ago, they knocked off Kevin Davis and Nancy Hunt. So today, Bruce and Toni Marie try to make it 2 in a row. They will face our number 3 seeded team in this series from Goffstown, New Hampshire, John Mafeo, and his partner from Methuen, Mass, Toni Wellspring.
Okay, John comes in averaging 125. Roll-off score was 681. And Toni comes in averaging 110. Her roll-off score was 618.
All right. Of course, we've got a bonus ball contest coming up later in the hour, too, and that's worth $110 this week, so you'll want to stick around for that. And we have 3 strings of mixed doubles candlepin bowling coming up here on Stars and Strikes. Don't go away. We're coming right back. These are our 5 teams for this mixed doubles series. Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli, that number 5 seeded team. They came up with the big win last week over 4th seeded Kevin Davis and Nancy Hunt. So today they take on number 3 seeds John Mafeo and Toni Wellspring. And on up the line it goes. Joe Ashline and Carol Downey, our number 2 team, and Chris Sargent and Janet Pock, our number 1 team. Toni Marie Baldinelli to start the match.
One, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Yes, into the corner for the spare.
Nice way to open the match.
Last week in that 4-0-3, Bruce Young and Toni Marie had 14 marks, including 5 strikes. And as Dan mentioned, they had a double strike, which really broke the match open early in the 3rd game.
Oh, she's got a shot.
Oh, yeah. How about that shot?
2 in a row.
I think we'll get another look at that one.
Splits the 2 and the 4. 2-pin takes the 10. Now our first look at Toni Wellspring.
Toni just missed the head pin. We'll try and keep this straight now. We have a Toni Marie and a Toni. Toni Wellspring making her very first appearance with us here on the Winds. But a very similar situation to last week, Dan, in that the newcomer, in this case Toni Wellspring, is paired with someone who's been here many times, can help keep things calm. John Mafeo has been on many, many times. And of course, Toni Marie probably was the settling influence on Bruce Young last week, making his first appearance.
Very well could be. This time Toni's going to shoot at the 3, 6, 10 and the 4-pin. Piece of wood behind the 4. Got a shot.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Nicely done.
Always the toughest one, that first one in front of the cameras. The sooner you get it, the better it is.
Bruce Young now filling a mark left by Toni Marie Baldinelli. Fills it with 7.
Not an easy spare. 4, 5, and 7. Piece of wood in front of the 4 and 7.
Couldn't quite snap it over there. Almost. One of our sponsors for this series here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes, our good friend Emmett Horgan and the gang at Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan, right on Main Street, Route 97 in Salem, New Hampshire. Come to Salem and save. Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan.
4 horsemen left plus the 9-pin. Got a shot at it.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. Very nice.
Boy, we've seen some shots here already.
3 out of 4 boxes, marks, all spares for the team of Young and Baldinelli.
And now our first look of the day at John Mafeo.
And he'll work on a mark immediately. On the head pin, 7.
Just a couple of weeks back, John on Stars and Strikes doubles paired with Dave Arsenault to throw a fine 405. So John and Dave are safely into the Tri-State Megabucks Doubles Tournament of Champions. Again, this event, this mixed doubles series, is a standalone event, so anyone is eligible, even bowlers who are already qualified for Tournament of Champions events. We open this one up to everybody and give everyone a chance to bowl in the new format, so a very strong field for this mixed doubles event.
John has a similar shot that Bruce Young made just a little while ago. The 4 horsemen left and the 8. Not similar, it is the same.
Let's see. No,
result wasn't. Hit it just as well, I thought. Left the 9.
And John takes it out for the 10. So the early lead for Young and Baldinelli with a spare working here in the 4th. Toni Marie to fill it. Just coming up short on the head pin, but she gets a great mix usually.
And the reason is that she lofted that one out further over the foul line, so it didn't give it time enough to break back. That one she laid right down, and she was right on the head pin.
A 71.5 for Young and Baldinelli, so they haven't lost anything from last week, it appears. Toni Marie crossing over this time into the Brooklyn pocket, leaving the 5, 7, and 9, and it may all come down to what the wood does.
We know what Toni wanted it to do, a little further left. But she's just going to have to try to cap that wood, and it's going to come off the wall, but doesn't carry the 7-pin.
And the 10. A couple of 10s for Toni Marie. The lead is 15 for the team, as you see, through 4. Brings Toni Wellspring back up. Mentioned making her first appearance with us here on the Winds. Toni from Methuen, Mass. Big 9 drop. Toni and her husband Mark have twin sons, Alex and Brian, 2 years old. I imagine they keep them busy. And the spare for Toni. Her second mark.
Certainly seems very relaxed up there for the first time in front of the cameras.
Toni works as a benefit plans administrator for Dynamics Research Corporation and does a lot of her bowling at the Candlewood Lanes in North Reading, Mass. And about an 8 drop and another spare leave here.
Well, her team has got 2 marks, and she's got both of them so far, and she's got a chance for another one with a 4-7, piece of wood in front of it.
Nothing to it. 2 in a row for Toni Wellspring. Bruce Young.
1, 3, and 10 pins left. Piece of wood in between the 3 and the 10.
Whoa, just caught a little bit of that head pin. Not quite enough to start the reaction down the line. And the 10 box.
91 through 7 boxes for the team of Young and Baldinelli. 74 and a ball coming in the 6th frame for Mafeo and Wellspring. And with that fill, that game is going to be just about even.
Oh, big ball there. Strike in the 8th for Bruce Young. He buried that one.
Certainly did. Just a matter of time before all those went down. Now John Mafeo looking for his first mark of the match, himself anyways.
Oh my, that was on a mark. Just a 4 fill. Spread eagle. John will try to work it out for a 10. And he'll take 9. So the difference right now in the match is 4, but as you can see, that's strike in the 8th. Opposite John here.
Well, he's been full. That time he was just a little lighter on the head pin, still a little full. Leaves himself the 2 and the 6. It's a matter of time before John finds the range.
If you're thinking ahead and you'd like to attend a taping of Stars and Strikes here at Park Place Lanes, we're going to be here day after tomorrow, February 8th, Tuesday. We'll start about 10 in the morning and finish up around 4 or 4:30 in the afternoon. We'd love to see you. Again, that's the day after tomorrow, February 8th, right here at Park Place Lanes, a taping session for Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
And Toni was flush on the head pin that time, but dropped 9. And that's a spare on strike. There's a lot to be said for laying the ball down as quickly as you can on the lane. The more revolutions it takes, it seems like the better pinfall you get. You'll go through the middle a lot, but you'll get away with a full hit now and then. That time she didn't. 4 on the spare, spread eagle.
I know Toni Marie is faced with the same dilemma John Mafeo had. Trying to work through this for a 10, and it's another 9. A 134. Good start again for Young and Baldinelli. Last week they started with a 132.
As you can see, that 9 box was the only pin they left standing that entire game.
Now Toni Wellspring back on the head pin again. Look out. Everything but the 10 pin. Nervous? Who's nervous?
Butterflies? Never heard of them. It's too cold for butterflies.
That'll be a spare in the 9th. That's 4 marks in 5 boxes now for Toni Wellspring.
Who's going to be the settling influence on that team? Time a little full and just half a dozen. Made this shot earlier, but the wood was in a little different angle against that 4 pin than it is now. She's going to have to really cut the 3-6. Nope, not quite.
So very similar to last week. It'll be a lead for Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli after 1. They will lead by 14 with 2 games to go. Looking for 2 wins in a row. Mafeo and Wellspring trying to answer that. And we'll be back with Game 2. Details on our bonus ball contest in a minute. John Mafeo to start game 2. His team trailing by 14, and John will shoot at the triangle.
2-4-5 being that triangle. Oh no, left's the 5 pin.
$10 for John. Say be sure when you stop in here to Park Place Lanes in Windham, whether it's to watch a taping here on Stars and Strikes or to do some bowling of your own. Be sure and stop in and say hello to Rodney Cronin, our good friend at the Willow Tree North restaurant, located right inside Park Place Lanes. Lots of great food at very reasonable prices. The Willow Tree North restaurant.
I'll second that. Food is great.
Hey, what better endorsement can it get? It's where the crew eats. That's what we always say. Well, a couple of tough breaks there for John Mafeo. He had possible spares and just missed on both. Bruce Young now.
Bruce tried to turn that one back into the left from way, way out there. Little body Ingles leaning to the left. 1, 2, 7, and 8.
Nope. The winning team today goes on to our semifinal match next week against our number 2 seeded team of Joe Ashline and Carol Downey. The runners-up today will share 4th place prize money of $200. Don't forget, next Saturday and Sunday, semifinal weekend here on The Winds. Semifinal in men's doubles on Saturday at noon, and then here next Sunday at noon, the semifinals in mixed doubles. Bruce for the spare, not quite. Boy, he had things flying around, though.
That was strange. The 1-2 left the 4-7, got the 8 or 9, I forget which one was standing up, and came back and get the 7, missed the 4.
Well, Mafeo and Wellspring have picked up 3 in count, so the lead is just 11 now. Toni Wellspring, right back on the head pin again.
The king lives, the 5-pin. Let's see, she doesn't, okay.
And for the spare, just barely. Hit the cap, and then the ball, I believe, followed through and took out the 5-pin.
That's something to be said about a little slower ball that Toni throws. Kept the ball in play a little longer rather than deflecting away. Right back in the pocket. A little light that time, but a 6 drop and a makeable spare if the wood stays there. Could carry him the ball off the wood for the 10-pin and everything else sweep to the right. Probably aiming right at the red line. Looks pretty good. Maybe a little high, a little high. Good effort, though.
And the 10 box. 46 through 4. And that could make things a little closer if Toni Marie Baldinelli is unable to mark here. $10, Toni Marie.
27 through 3. Lead now is down to just 5.
Be a great shot if it goes. Let's see. Not quite.
Didn't miss it by much.
Well, guess what? This thing is all even. Well, not quite. 3 pins the difference. Young and Baldinelli leading by just 3 as we are almost at the halfway point here. Week 2 of mixed doubles here on Stars and Strikes. We're back in a minute. John Mafeo.
Come on, John. Big splash right here.
And John is right through the center. That's the second time he's looked at the spread eagle.
Cleans away the left side. And almost the right side. Just a 9 box.
John lives in Goffstown. He and his wife Janet have 3 children, 16-year-old John III, Michelle, who's 15, and Paul, who's 13. John works as a sales manager for New Hampshire Stamping Company. Does a lot of his bowling at the King Lanes in Manchester. And what do you know? The plug is right in time because...
I know. Well, let's give another plug. You know who owns that company?
The New Hampshire Stamping Company?
Yes.
No.
Bob Lorshell Jr.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, there's a connection there then.
Well, I was just wondering how he got the day off. Yes, King Lanes. That's all we're going to say. They had enough airtime.
Dan LaRochelle is here.
Right behind me.
That's right. He's a good man.
Oh, okay. I'll mention it one more time. King Lanes, great place to bowl.
Bruce Young. Well, Bruce will shoot at the 3, 5, and 9. That wood pointing at him is not in the way.
You might want to try to fit the ball between the pin and the wood, though. Yes. Oh, no.
Maybe
Bad
got a little bit
choice.
too much of the wood.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you worry about the one in the back, the 9 pin in that case. But it's a 10 box. Gain 1 in count. Leaders push the 4 pins now. Still looking for their first mark in the second game. Bruce Young and Toni Baldinelli.
Great pocket hit. Boy, you can almost tell. That's the second strike that Bruce has thrown, and both of them looked very similar. Solid pocket hit. 6th mark for the team. Toni Wellspring. That might be the first time that she's missed the head pin. It didn't turn out too badly, though.
No. The 1, 2, and 7 left. Got to hurry with that one, though. Oh, just off to the right.
And the 10 box. Just 1 mark in this game for the team of Mafeo and Wellspring. And Toni tries the left side this time, and how about this for a leave?
The 1, the 7, 8, and 9. And all kinds of help lying behind the head pin. Looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah. All she had to do was hit it. And another mark for Toni Wellspring. Toni Marie Baldinelli. Brooklyn hit. Ooh, look at that.
It's a good example of the ball breaking right to left and hitting the 1, 2, and then going right to the sidewall, not doing much damage on its way through. Luckily, she's working on a strike.
That's right. And bails it out beautifully, almost with a spare. And a 9. So the lead back up to 14, but now opposite the spare in the 8th.
Off to the right that time for Toni.
And again, just missing.
Good recovery. Everything but the 5.
And another 9 box. So an opportunity here for John Mafeo to slice into this lead. It is 13 right now, less whatever John puts on this spare left by his partner. He's in the pocket. Kicks out an extra pin. It'll be an 8 drop.
The 3 and the 7. He wants that wood to come up and rest against the 3 pin. Either way, He just wants to avoid being flush on the 3-pin, right or left. Ball or the pin, he's got a chance.
Oh, yes.
It's his very first mark.
I think John's been having a little fun talking about his effort here so far. Talking about Tony carrying him.
We'll have some fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, John drops 8, 3-6 left, trying to make it 3 in a row at the end of the second game. Looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Now, just a matter of time before John gets untracked. Gets him 119 plus a ball to come.
That's 8 marks for the team, all of them spares. And they put a little heat on here at the end of the second game. John with the last ball of the game, and let's see. It'll be 8, so a strong finish for John Mafeo. He and Toni Wellspring with a 127 and a 247 total through 2. So
to keep the lead, Bruce Young is going to need at least 1 mark.
That's correct. And he'll have a crack at one here, maybe. I don't know about that wood.
I think it's going to be in play.
Yeah, it looks like it would be.
But better off to check just for that slim chance that it might be out, because that's going to really ruin the shot. No, that's in.
This the 3 and 9.
It's going to aim for the cap of the wood. Hopefully can turn it ever so slightly and drive it back.
Ooh. And on the left side, it'll be a 9. So right now, Mafeo and Wellspring have taken the lead by 4. Now that extra pin might have helped Bruce had it stayed on the plate, but now it doesn't do him much good.
Now you just got to shoot at the 5 and 8. Hopefully he's going to go a little to the left of the 5 pin and jump that into the 10.
Takes it inside and doesn't get any help off the wall. So it'll be Mafeo and Wellspring in the lead after 2. It's a 10 box for Bruce Young, a 101 for the team, and 235 through 2. So the lead has changed hands after game 2. Mafeo and Wellspring by a dozen with 1 game to go. And we'll be back with more here on Stars and Strikes in a minute. Don't go away. Another quick reminder about the recent bowl-a-thon that was held for the Salem Boys and Girls Clubs here in Salem, New Hampshire. And again, the bowl-a-thon itself, the event has already been held, but you can still participate and send in your donation to benefit the great work that the Boys and Girls Club do in the greater Salem area. And Dan and I are having a little fun with this as well. We're going to bowl 3 strings against each other as of the taping of this show. We have not done it yet. But we will take either a flat amount pledge from you in one of our names, or you can pledge an amount per pin. Just remember, if you pledge an amount per pin, pledge more per pin for me. That way it'll be more even.
Well, you
see?
Okay.
Well, I got to have an angle here, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? Be sure, and if you send in a check, be sure and include your name and address, or if you send in a pledge amount, be sure and include your name and address so we can send a sheet back to you detailing the exact amount. And send that all into Bowl-a-thon, Dan or Doug. We want to know which one of us you're going to support. Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. We do appreciate it, and so do the folks at the Salem Boys and Girls Clubs as well.
I'm at a disadvantage because they always like the underdog. But if you want to root for a winner, I mean, obviously you got to send it in for me.
Mm-hmm. I wondered when you were going to start fighting back.
Yeah, I am. I'm getting black and blue from all this. To go to the boys' club and work out here and get straightened away.
Bruce Young, big spare in the first to open this third game.
It's a swing of 26 pins that last game. Mafeo and Wellspring were down by 14, and now they're up by a dozen.
Bruce back in the pocket, look out.
Bruce is going to have something to say about that. Spare 9. 6 pin looking at him. All alone. This for 2 in a row. No.
Nope. Semi-final week next Sunday here on the Winds. The winning team today faces Joe Ashline and Carol Downey. And of course, Saturday afternoon at noon, it will be semifinals on Stars and Strikes doubles as well. John Mafeo will lead it off for the leaders.
The exact same shot he had beginning of that second game. He left the 5-pin standing. This time, let's see, the triangle. 2, 4, and 5.
He's going to wait for that wood, too. Right now, it's not really a factor. And John takes care of it. Boy, he all of a sudden has caught fire. 2 marks to end the second game, and now a mark here to start the third. 9 marks for the team, all of them spares.
Yes!
Oh, let's see. I thought maybe John had a strike there, but instead it's another triangle.
This time the 6, 9, 10, right-hand corner.
Two in a row. All of a sudden you can't stop him. John Mafeo, 2 more in a row. Toni Marie Baldinelli. Pocket hit, kicks out the 10. That'll be a spare leave.
4 and 8. Piece of wood against the 8-pin.
Look out.
Nope. Didn't come up for her. Left it to the right. And 10. 38 through 3.
Toni Marie slides over to lane 31 here at Park Place. Again in the pocket,
Wow.
a little thin, but check the position of the wood here.
Yeah, as long as the wood stays there, she's going to have a shot at moving everything to the left. Even better, I think, if it rests against the 5-pin. Yeah, she
Getting
can
there.
Shoot right at the red line if she can. Looks, well, maybe a little high. It broke at the last minute to the left. By hitting it high, of course, she turned the wood and didn't completely move it to the left. Works out with 2 10 boxes, but they need marks. 11 pins is the advantage. Toni Wellspring will fill this and increase that lead.
Ooh, Toni came up a little bit short, but it turned out all right off the quarter. 7 drop.
One, 7, and 9 pins. Oh, what a shot.
Terrific shot for a spare. That's 3 in a row for the team. You know, it's funny, you talked about this earlier, Dan. Toni doesn't throw the ball real hard, but it seems to explode when it gets to the pins.
She's been on that object pin most of the day.
She gets a great mix. Look at that ball mix in there.
Yep. That was full. That was flush on the head pin, and at first it looked like the 7, 10 pins, and punched the 7 pin out of there, but it's a 9 pin drop on the spare, and 10 pin to shoot at, pieces of wood out in front. Be careful. Be careful.
Nope. And now it's a 10, 63 through 4, and we will pause right here. The lead for Mafeo and Wellspring now, up to 27 pins, still 6 boxes to go. Plenty of time for Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli. We'll finish this match after we have these words.
Well, some work to be done by Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli. Down by 27, 6 boxes remaining. Triangle in the left-hand corner, 4, 7, 8. Piece of wood, couple pieces. Make it 3 pieces.
Gotta watch out now. This is gonna require a little studying, depending on where that wood finishes up.
I think you have to play the furthest one to the right, down low, and he didn't get advantage of all 3 of them.
And that's a 9 for Bruce. Just catching the head pin. Well, the 10 pin dropping sent that other piece of wood up and back of the 3, and that may help here. Let's see. Needs to fire something over at the 7 pin, and he's got it.
That was a crucial mark right there.
It was.
Couldn't go another 2 boxes without putting 1 up, being down by 27. But this man has been on fire.
He's got spares his last 4 boxes up there.
And he'll have another shot at 1, the 1, 3, and 6.
No, misfired that time. Well, all of a sudden now this 6th box becomes a little more crucial because the lead could drop below 20 heading to the final 4 if John does not mark here. So. Great first ball. The 5 and the 8.
Watch out for that wood. It's far enough to the right he can get by it. The 5 and the 8. Oh, it bothered him. He pulled the ball to the left. So he has 2 opens. And there is still light at the end of the tunnel. And it's getting brighter. Big ball for Toni Marie now, though, filling on the spare in the 6th.
Each bowler with 2 boxes remaining now. And the lead, 28 less this ball.
Well, she wants that 5 pin out of there.
It'll stay, but she does get the benefit of the wood.
She'll be concentrating on the wood in front of the 5, below the red line. Ball breaks that way anyways. Oh, no. Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, no! Oh, yes!
Don't worry, Dan. Nothing to worry about.
Oh,
just snap that wood up.
Yeah.
Toni Marie right in the pocket. Brooklyn side this time. Dropping 7.
Ooh.
Watch the wood.
Turned around for her. Let's see. Wanted to roll back now. Flush against the 3 pin.
This might be a little scary.
Want to keep to the right of the red line. That looks good.
Yes. Oh, 2 big marks right there for Toni Marie Baldinelli with the team trailing by 21 heading into the final 4. So now, Toni Wellspring for her final 2. A great match this is. They have 2 pretty good scores, it looks like. Oh, look out for Toni. It's a 9 drop.
And a 10 pin left. And a piece of wood to contend with. Now it's rolling to the left. She's going to have a clear shot, it looked like, on the 10 pin. Oh, she's right on it.
Big spare on the single. That is 12 marks for the team, and all of them are spares. They've had 4 in each game to this point.
Right back in the pocket. Look at this. Oh. 9 pin drop, 5 pin with a plank. Just avoid capping that front one. Watch out. Ooh.
Yes.
Boy, 2 in a row. So she answers right back.
What a great day for Toni Wellspring. First appearance here on Stars and Strikes, and she put some numbers up there.
Bruce, 7, 8, 9.
Toni Wellspring rolled 14 boxes today, Dan. She had 9 marks.
This is a crucial mark for Bruce.
He's got it. Got to keep the pressure on with the lead still in the 20s. He's got to put a couple up and...
Actually, through the 7th box completed, it's 14. However, they have a spare 9 already up.
Oh,
look
big
at this,
ball there.
Another 9.
Boy, that strike could have made a big difference.
I mean, the last one was crucial. What's worse than crucial? He's got to have this one. This one forces depending on the fill, will force John Mafeo to get another one.
139 plus a ball. Young and Baldinelli are going to have another terrific score. It's going to be not quite up where they were last week, but... Oh, my. The half Worcester on the fill. Still a great finish by the team of Young and Baldinelli as they string 5 marks together down the stretch. 376 is the total.
130 is a win. 129 is a tie then.
So a mark not needed.
Right. He's working on a mark now. He just doesn't want to make any mistakes.
6 more pins will do it. So it'll come down to the final box. But John will just have to pin out to take the win.
Bruce would like that last ball back.
Yeah, because that could have forced John to mark at least once, right. But now all he needs is 2 pins to win. And that'll do it. What a terrific match.
Right down to the last box.
Young and Baldinelli breaking out to the early lead. Mafeo and Wellspring bouncing back, taking the lead after 2. They were threatened here in the 3rd, but they answered back. And first, the 2 big spares by Toni Wellspring in the 7th and 8th, and now a little exclamation point spare by John in the 10th. The 14th mark for the team. And their first strike of the day. On the very last ball of the match, the first strike of the day for Mafeo and Wellspring. They will celebrate their win, a 395 to knock off Young and Baldinelli with a 376. We will be back with our chat with the bowlers and $110 in the bonus ball contest in a minute. Welcome back to Candlepin Stars and Strikes here on the Winds. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy, who will rejoin me shortly. And we had a terrific match here today in week 2 of our mixed doubles series. Let's call up our runners-up, Bruce Young and Toni Marie Baldinelli. They will be sharing $200 fourth place prize money, and it was a terrific match. Congratulations, Toni Marie, and to you too, Bruce. You did everything you had to do there at the end. Boy, you strung 5 marks together and put the pressure on, but they answered.
Yeah, but we went to lunch early the second string. We were gone. So.
I knew that was what you'd remember, right?
Yeah, well, we didn't bowl well in either one of the second strings. That was the whole thing. We just couldn't get the second string going. Don't know what it was.
And so much for the newcomer, Toni, being nervous. Boy, she stepped up there and did terrific.
Super. She bowled absolutely super. Yeah.
Well, congratulations to both of you. We enjoyed seeing you both. And to you, Bruce, for making it here for the first time. We hope to see you again. And Toni, don't stay away so long next time, all right? Thanks, Toni Marie. And thank you, Bruce. Congratulations. And now we have our bonus ball contest, which will be worth $110. And Toni Wellspring now will step up and see if she can complete a heck of a day by giving us a match on the bonus ball contest. $110 on the line. And let's see, it will be a 5 drop for $110 and a couple of sets of brand new bowling balls. Let's see. Not a match for Donald Roberts, who took a long time in selecting his postcard and selected a fine scenic postcard at that. Donald Roberts from Somerville. Congratulations on having your card drawn, Donald. You'll be getting a consolation gift. His guess, by the way, was 7, so not a match. It'll be $120 next week. And Toni and John, come on up. Terrific match. Congratulations to you, Toni, and to you as well, John. A terrific 395, and I guess you weren't nervous, huh?
I was very nervous. Very, very.
Well, Dan always says when we have somebody on for the first time, the first mark is always critical. And, of course, that second box that you had, you were able to get that quick mark.
Yes, that's what I said when I went back. I said, oh, thank goodness that's over with.
Nice to have a good partner, huh, John?
Excellent partner. Excellent partner. I'm looking forward to Carol Downey and Joe Ashley next week, too.
But then again, boy, you started to get hot at the right time. The end of the second, and then early in the third, you took over the lead, put some pressure on a little bit.
That was cosmetic surgery for me.
But then also maybe the 2 biggest marks in the whole match, after Toni Marie had put up 2 in the 7th and 8th, you come up and match 2. That's a big moment right there.
Yes, I was relief, sigh of relief.
I assume you want to say hi to your twins.
Oh, yes. Hi, Alex and Brian.
I hope they settle down long enough to watch the show at
They
least.
don't stop for too long. When you're 2, you don't stop moving.
That's correct. Well, next week, semifinals, John already alluded to it, Carol Downey coming in along with Joe Ashline. That'll be a pretty tough matchup.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with them.
All right. We'll see you next Sunday for the semifinals. Thanks very much, guys. Congratulations. Tony and John with the big 395 and an impressive win. And that sets us up for the semifinals next weekend here on Stars and Strikes. Let's take a look at the ladder. We're left with our top 3 teams now. It will be number 3, Mafeo and Wellspring, taking on number 2, Ashline and Downey next week on semifinal weekend.
Well, 2 veterans coming in next week. A tough chore, but if they bowl like they did this week, they'll give them all they can handle.
Well, don't forget to join us next weekend, Saturday at noon, Stars and Strikes doubles, and then next Sunday at noon back here on Stars and Strikes. It'll be semifinal weekend here on the Winds. We hope you'll join us. In the meantime, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a good week, everybody.